Good afternoon everybody, or good morning, good evening, whatever it is where you are. We are back today for a OTSL game, this time against Alex Lee, or Sommusleee as he goes by on Playdeck. Playing as the USA again, having lost the last two games to turn 5 steamrolls, so the goal for this game is purely to make it past turn 5. A win would be nice, but pure survival is the first port of call here. Let's greet our opponent. 60-minute game as we agreed beforehand, which is standard time for OTSL, I believe. I think it is. I struggle to remember the difference between ITSL, OTSL, RTSL, but I'm pretty sure the standard here is 60, and even if it isn't, we've agreed that anyway. So let's just quickly. I like this hand. It's a good hand. I think it's a 4-4-2. But let's get it into the card training first of all. So we've got NATO and US, Japan for 4 ops, 5-year plan, containment, Comic-Con, so they're all pretty free as far as consequence goes. Indo-Pac, always nice to see. Formosan and NASA. Okay, so what's our headline going to be? Containment is possible. We could hold a 4-op, then we'd get an op out of 5-year plan, an op out of Comic-Con, an op out of Formosa, an op out of NORAD, which would allow us NASA, which would allow us to either space it or take a 2-op coup on Egypt, possibly. If it's not containment, it's probably 5-year plan. And the aim then is to hold containment, which gives 2 4s, a 3, a 2. I think we 5-year plan this, see what we get, and try and hold containment, because I don't feel that this is the most optimal containment hand. If we get purged, it's not good, but obviously we have a 4-op for blockade, and it's not the end of the world. Vietnam, okay, nothing I did really was going to affect that. Let's see what we get here. Wow, Romanian. That's slightly disappointing, I won't lie. So I assume we're going to see, straight off Asia. Okay. There was a discussion about this yesterday, I believe, about the pros of moving into Thailand and Laos as opposed to directly scoring Asia. In this case, I did have the op, so I probably, if he just moved it to Thailand, I would have probably gone Pakistan, South Korea. So I guess it works out. Okay, now what do we want to do? I think it's a 4-op time. We want to get out of Iran, so I think to Pakistan. I know Asia's scored, but it's still extremely important. Maybe one Malaysia? I know it's scored, but I doubt he wants to just give up Thailand, so I may as well apply some pressure to incentivise potentially placing ops. And one Lebanon? I like getting out of Israel. The other option, I suppose, is 2 Pakistan, 2 Egypt, but I think this does more. I'd like to put Comic-Con directly into France, just to fill that up. I also like moving into Pakistan, holding IP war. Vietnam is a possible coup target for Milops. Next on the agenda will probably be to move into Egypt and Libya from there. Possibly get an op into Iraq as well. Okay, Fidel, what have we got here? Only 2 ops. Makes sense. And Laos is definitely a nice coup target for later. But for now, I think this is fine. Okay, let me think about the rest of the turn. Containment. IP war, I'd like to hold towards the end so that the threat of it's still there if it wants to do anything in Pakistan or India. Comic-Con into France, USJ, India, Libya, Iraq possibly, or something like that. IP War could be a coup card, I could coup Lao with that. I think for most into Egypt for now is fine. Be interesting to see if he wants to lower DEFCON. Because I'm quite happy for DEFCON to stay high for now. With the possibility of me not having any of his good events such as Decol D-Style. I'm glad we didn't see that in the headline. Mark, South Korea, okay, very standard. I'm getting the impression that he does not have any access cards. Now I could go Libya and France. On France, see if I can suss out any attack cards, and if he doesn't respond with filling France, moving into India possibly. I definitely like getting into Libya because it is an obligation with NASA on my hand. If it comes to it, I think I'm going to do this, and if it comes to it I can play containment and hold NASA, but that's obviously something I really don't want to do.
That men and nations can cooperate.
That could also have been wanting to India over France, but I think I like forcing the question a little bit about France. Even if it's pretty mild. Okay. Middle East, okay. Middle East for my Dom, I like that. 4 points, that's... can't complain about that. Okay. Now that Middle East is scored, I think I'm okay doing an NASA coup. DEFCON's at 4, so if he wants to attack Pakistan, have the war. And Milops are an issue that I think should be pressed. So yeah, I'm okay with this. That worked. That worked very well. I'm extremely happy with that. Now before the end of the turn, USJ, I'd like to overprotect France, maybe 3 ops into CIA. Interesting. Okay, and he's also got EU, so we're going to put that into his hand on the card tracker. Okay. So the question is, where do I want DEFCON to be? Where do I want DEFCON to end this turn? I'm planning to fill most of my stuff up, so I think I'm fine with it being quite high. I could coup Lao for Milops. See what he does. Yeah, I think I quite like that. Okay. A little bit of nothing happened there. So, my turn 5. Take a 4-up coup of Thailand and then put IP War into France. But I don't think I like that. I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I like that. Europe's the only region that's unscored. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Definitely a good turn 1, but then I did have a good turn 1 last game, and it certainly didn't end a good game. So, East Germany, Poland, may as well remove access to Greece, although I'm hardly convinced it matters that much. Not sure what he does here. Possibly a coup.
The challenge
Force the issue of Milops a bit more.
Is the challenge of human relations. And not
Because
of
Pakistan
impersonal
have the war.
natural forces.
Panama, okay. He fails, okay, that's quite nice for me. Question is, do I want to put 1 more into France, lose 1 on Milops, but stop de Gaulle from taking France? Or coup, risk de Gaulle with the only target being Iraq. It saves me a lot. It puts. I'm tempted to. DEFCON would go up to 4 next time. I would have used the war, but I am in India. I can definitely see pros and cons for both sides of this. I need to pick up my time, so I've used 8 minutes on turn 1, that's not good. Okay, what would it look like if I did this? It doesn't stop Europe being dumped turn 1 to stop govs, but it does stop me losing farms. On the other hand, this does save VP. I think I'm going to coup. I don't know if this is correct. I do not know if this is correct. But I think I slightly prefer taking the risk because I shouldn't get domed no matter what. And there's the goal. Okay, so that's not. This is a containment hand if ever I have seen one. Absolutely. No doubts in my mind. So we've got Nord. Decol. Very happy to see Decol. Like to see D-Star as well, but we'll take 1 out of 2 for now. Special, Truman, Independent, Reds, UN, de Gaulle. Now I might be able to do that thing I know Justin likes, which is a containment de Gaulle back into France. I know France isn't empty, so it's not quite there, but I would like to get it out of the deck. I could also put something into Algeria with that. And let's see, containment should get me 1. I'll hold decol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should get me the full 6 ops. So I'm very glad I managed to hold containment over IP war or anything else in that hand. That's what's out there. There's 2 Europe attack cards, Sotgovs and Suez. There's D-Style. There's 1 Guilt-Free 4, which is NTB. Blockade, which, so Decol can be a blockade card, or I suppose it could also be de Gaulle. Europe is the only scoring available. Korean and AI war. I think I like my position after turn 1, but definitely let's not get too self-assured. Although Europe, I think I will be able to hold, especially with Truman in hand. Middle East seems pretty nice, and Asia. Asia's not great, but I think I should be able to do something about that long term. Alex is definitely thinking long and hard about his headline. There are definitely a few good options out there, although the fact he's thinking should perhaps suggest he doesn't have to factors and he's worried about it. I'm not sure. I would, if I had one, I would probably headline a Europe attack card in his position, especially with there only really being the only red cards in the deck are the Europe attack cards. There's Warsaw, which is not a good headline. There's D-Star. If the factors is unseen, that's very scary. There's Korean and Air War, neither of which are particularly inspiring. There's Cambridge 5, could be not terrible if he doesn't have Europe, and then there's Blockade of the red cards. So I'd be reaching for a Europe attack card pretty quickly if I had one. Perhaps he's just stepped away for a moment, so I also do that sometimes. Length of time could also be a D-Star headline and he's figuring out what to do with it. That would make me quite upset, but if he has D-Star he's going to get it off. There are sort of good places for him to take influence from. He'd have to weaken Eastern Europe a little bit, which with Comic-Con already gone is something that makes me slightly nervous as the USSR. With the EU played, one of the things that always really annoys me as the USSR is when I get... Okay, oh, Olympic Games, interesting. one of the things that really annoys me, as I was saying, is when I get Comic-Con and Warsaw in the early war and will participate. Okay, 2VP for him. It's unfortunate, but to be expected. All of that thought for Olympic Games. He must have Duck in his hand then. There's no way in hell he thinks that long, headlines Olympic Games, and doesn't have Duck. Okay, NTB. Cool. Panama is my guess. Yes, and it is enough. Anything above 1 is going to be enough. So, I think we want to start moving into Africa in case of a D-Star. What else could a D-Star do to bother me is the question. Now, later, I want to hold NORAD for a little bit because there's a possibility of a Thailand jam later in the turn. If he doesn't overprotect it, I imagine it's something he will do pretty soon, but I wouldn't want to do it while there are 3 red 3s that he would happily spend, but it's something that's possible. Or perhaps just poke Thailand, go Angola. Or do I want to go Algeria and Angola? No, I think I actually like poking Thailand and going Angola. It won't get me Thailand, but I like having an op in there. I like being adjacent to Lao to possibly flip it, as was done to me yesterday to the effect of 2 Asia Doms. And if he does have D-Style, this will prevent him playing it for a turn because you're not playing a D-Style op to protect Thailand. That's ridiculous. So now next turn I'll be able to go into Zaire and Algeria. And yeah, I think this just wins me tempo, which I'm quite pleased with. Not sure it's the best play, but I'm happy enough with it. It's really war. Saudi, okay, I'm not threatened by Saudi in the slightest. So we're going to go Zaire, Algeria. Simple moves. I think I also want to take Malaysia, Indonesia. Stop it. Okay, this will be space. Okay, that's nice. I had forgotten about space. Something I am a bit inclined to do, but also I don't have a card in this hand that I would care to space. So I'm going to do De Gaulle now. Decoy will be the blockade card. If I get blockaded, I might try to hold more to turn 6 and just not discard and put Morad straight back in. Okay, so Sotgovs. Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm thinking about Sotgovs would still break France, but it's going to do West Germany anyways, doesn't matter. Perhaps Malaysia, and then I can fill up double country counter. Yeah, 3-2. I think Malaysia is something I'm going to want to take at some point, and it cuts off Indonesia, which is something I'm not complaining about. If I don't get blockaded, I could still see a Thailand jam. I won't be getting Milops, which is a shame. Okay, Korean War, I assume that's just going to fill South Korea. Yeah, makes sense. Now we're going to take UN, stop Asia Dom. Yeah, this is Truman in case he has Marshall and goes crazy and sticks it into West Germany. Or, I don't know, Sotgovs 2 out of France, I could Truman him out, deny access. I don't think it really matters at the end of the day if I play Truman or UN first, but I like Truman being unseen with Europe also unseen. 5-year plan also unseen, which is which hopefully means that he won't redraw that with Europe, so hopefully it will come out. So it'd be nice if he had it this turn. Okay, Suez influence. I would have headlined that over Olympics, I think. Okay, the Thailand jam is off the table. So he's setting up here. Africa coup definitely makes more sense next turn, but he's setting up here that a Middle East coup would flip some stuff. So I think this is Phil India. IP wars being seen, so the odds of a redraw are fairly low. And it's an empty battleground, which is always good to take. Next AR. Yeah, I think we'll do this. Now, depending on if I get blockaded, we might just be refilling West Germany, or we could go South Africa, Saharan states, could start filling Israel. Again, empty battlegrounds. I don't have any South American access. I don't want to open Mexico as a coup target just yet. 2 South Africa, 1 Angola, 1 Saharan states maybe? Okay, ooh, I like de facto's going back in the deck. I assume that means... what could his hold card be? Well, it's not D-Star, that's obvious. It could be blockade, but I think the hold card has to be Marshall Plan. That's what makes the most sense to me. He had to space dark, but hold Marshall to make sure it doesn't come out makes sense. So, Saharan states makes sense to me. 2 South Africa also makes sense. Do I want to go 1 Cameroon? 1 Angola to prepare for turn 4. That means Zaire probably will get couped. I'll go into Nigeria. Let me check Asia. Okay, I'm 1 ahead on country count, so IP or would flip Dom. That's a little scary, perhaps. Definitely want to go. I could go Afghanistan. That way, it's a VP and IP war. The IP redraw wouldn't flip Dom, which is something I quite like. Could overprotect West Germany. Let's see what's left. Sokovs is left in the deck. There are 7 cards in the deck. Oh, of course, he's holding 1. Okay, so I think I like Afghanistan. It's a bit safe, but I'm feeling a bit safe. And I think 1 Angola for when the inevitable Zaire coup comes. Or if he coups Angola, he could coup Angola, but if it's between these 2, I might just coup the one that's easier to hit. I'm doing this. Okay, 4 VP. Show me Marshall, show me Europe, show me D-Star. Okay, not quite. He has Marshall. He has D-Star, which is a shame. He has the Cambridge 5. He has Blockade. He has Captured Nazis. At least I control the scoring. Pleased about that. And I control some other scorings, which I am less pleased about. Okay, Middle East, Asia, Independent Reds, Purge. Okay. Now, as nice as it would be to headline Purge, D-Star is an event, Capture Nazi is an event, Blockade might be an event. Marshall is going to space. I don't think there's enough ops in his hand to make it worthwhile. I'm going to need ops myself. I think the headline here is Middle East because there's nothing I'm aware of that he can do to stop it. And I need to get rid of a scoring. Yeah, Capture Nazi event. I am scoring Middle East. And I will also be getting rid of Asia. No problems, I should hope. So this is probably a Zaire coup into a decent NATO. That's a redraw. Angola, okay. Okay. His next play is going to be D-Star. And with Africa mostly full, Mexico is a pot target, and I want to stop that. So we're going to go 1 Nigeria, 2 Mexico, 1 Zaire, and there's going to be absolutely nothing we can do about South America. Possibly we could look at some realigns with Warsaw, but I wouldn't hold out much hope if I'm being honest. Okay, Sokovs is going to be the blockade card. Decol is going to go to space. We're going to try and score Europe next turn. South Africa would be nice to take, but I want to get at least one scoring out of my hand before moving on to luxuries like that. Okay, I'm Marshal for influence. And I guess there's no rush on D-Star, but giving up Marshal for South Africa. I know Europe is only going to score once before turn 7, but from what I know of his hands, at least he doesn't have a better space card. So I'm not sure about that. Well, now Europe is absolutely locked up. I think I can score Asia first for nothing. Get another obligation out of the hand. Okay, I'm going to lose South America control. Although the fact that he put 4 ops into South Africa makes me very glad they're not 4 ops he's putting into filling South America. I'm really not sure about marshalling to South Africa. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this, because I don't know, it's not something I would have done, and is that something I should be look to be doing, or is it perhaps a suboptimal use of ops? I'm leaning towards the latter, but if someone wants to make a very convincing comment, I will read it. Okay, D-Style. Where did he take did he take 1 from Angola? I need to look at that again. Okay, that realigns off the table. Where did he take from? Finland, Austria, Syria, Angola. Okay, I would have probably taken 2 from Angola instead of 1 from Syria. You never know. If you flip a Middle East battleground, you might want to take Syria. So yeah, now with that I think I'll just score Europe. Another obligation out of the way. Well, considering looking at his hand, which is undeniably quite a nice hand, I'm quite happy where I'm at. Blockade, influence, okay. Now I think it is my turn to space. Fail again. Yesterday in my game I missed every space roll, so I hope that's not something that's going to continue here. I would like to hit at least 1 this time. Okay, Cambridge 5, that's his last known card, so he's played them in a good order. Now I believe Independent Reds is unknown for me, these 2 are known. What am I doing with my ops? There aren't a lot of places to be putting them. Well, the middle region's the only ones that are unscored, but filling Cuba would be a fool's errand with Fidel around. I don't really have much other access. 1 op probably to Guatemala to make liberation theology slightly less good. I filled most of what I can fill in Africa. Perhaps Burma for Southeast Asia scoring? I don't know, filling Burma feels like such a waste, but I feel pretty much everywhere my ops are. Everywhere my access is, sorry, I've filled it up quite efficiently. So that seems fine. It is a VP. I could put a couple into Israel, but Middle East is scored. Could put 1 into Japan, but I could also do that next turn. I don't know. I might put 1 into Spain to protect Italy from brush war. I know it's not the highest priority target, but it would still be something that would be not nice to be brushed. And also, well, Suez is gone now. I was going to say it would stop Suez taking away UK Dom, Europe Dom, but it's nothing anymore. Yeah, where else is there for me to go? Go Cameroon? I'm not really sure what that does, but then I'm not really sure where going anywhere else does. Spain and Greece? That feels so stupid. I like Spain to make Italy a 5 on brush war. Perhaps Mexico? A bad coup could make... Yeah, actually, I mean, as far as my options go, I think Mexico's fine. Don't want my position in Central America to get worse. Okay, this was not the scoring I wanted to see. There's no way to get rid of it. It's very unfortunate timing. When I have control, I feel like it normally comes out a bit later. Okay, well, I guess at least I've got Burma from Southeast Asia. Okay, that's 2 scorings. Truman, Romanian, Sommusleee, Che, which might be the space card. We will bury you. US Japan. Okay, I've got 3-4 up, that's nice. That's 9 cards. Yeah, I think that's correct. So what's the headline? Is it Sommusleee? What can... I thought we will bury you, so Duck would kill me if he lowered Defcon, but how would he be able to lower Defcon? That would take... It'd need to be a 3-op that low... Okay, Cuban Missile Crisis into Duck would shut me down. Anything else I'm not seeing. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Brezhnev, Cuban Missile Crisis would have made no sense for a headline here, so I am fine taking that tiny risk. 4 ops out there, there's 2 red ones, there's ABM as well, so I'm pretty good with taking this. It will limit his options a little bit in terms of what he'll do for turn 1. EU, not what I was hoping for, but it does tell me his hand is... It could be stronger. No 4 ops, which is nice. And I never hate taking ops out of Eastern Europe, even though, you know, I've been hoping to get a coup. Guessing this is Zaire, maybe? Yep. Okay. South Africa would be nice to have round about now, so perhaps it was a good play of his to take it. In terms of South America, I have absolutely no idea what I might be able to do about that. Perhaps he gives Kennedy turn 7, I don't know. But I have no shot of getting into it. I was hoping Missile would get me a coup there, but that's not going to happen. I don't really have anywhere to put ops. Perhaps I flip Lao? It puts me up to 2 VP. He's got Brezhnev, so he might jam me somewhere, but where? Even if he wants to see US Japan and threaten Japan, Asia's scored, and I have a lot more countries than he does, so I don't really know what he's going to do with all his ops. It feels like most places are scored, so I'm okay doing that. I'm trying to get a couple of VP. Also, if I ever get push, Thailand is a slightly better target now, although Panama is probably still be the number 1. What's my start? What are we doing here? Shit, I would have liked what's my start. Okay, he's going to fill Israel and protect Panama from voice. Obviously, I don't have voice, otherwise I would have certainly done it with a flipping now. Filling Israel is fine. Like I said, Middle East is scored. It's not a priority. I'm going to score the 2 VP. Seeing as 10 will be coming his way in another. Is there a world where I give Che in order to get Milops? Is that a thing? VP from de facto is nice. Okay, yeah, you're taking Israel. You're overprotecting everything. Fair enough. It's not like either of us have anything better to do, is it? Okay, we've both filled up everything we're near. I think now I'm just going to give and repair SOCGovs. Keep my options open. He could take out of Greece and Turkey, but he wouldn't have access to Turkey anyway, and Europe's pretty strong. He's definitely doing better in the mid-war regions, but I've neutral. It's just a little bit of a shame I lost the Middle East, but I don't think putting 5 ops into Israel was the best use of my time. I think flipping Lao was, considering I had the scoring, I think it was a prudent investment. It should stop Asia ever being a domination for him. Two out of Italy, 1 plus Germany. Let's definitely put 2 back into Italy because of Willy Brandt. Well, I have 3 ops, I just don't have anywhere to put them. You know what? I'm going to overprotect Algeria just because he's got Brezhnev and it could be jammed. That would make me a little bit sad. And I've got Truman in my hand if he wants to put the Willy into Germany. I'm seriously thinking about inventing check. The problem is it's 2 4-up because it's probably just the TVP is probably not worth it. If it was 3, I would think about it. Okay, Grain, so I will space next if he hits especially. Does hit, so I will make my space decision. I think it is Che. Well, Mr. Nanavi's gone, so we will bury it would be fine to space. And it is a Defcon card. So I think we'll bury it. Hey, I hit space roll! Quite happy about that. Makes me feel slightly better after yesterday's horrific showing from NASA. Okay, where's this going? Oh, of course, with Missile Envy. I forgot that EU became 4-op. That was quite stupid of me. Okay, he's jammed Iran. I did see that as a possibility. I wasn't that fussed about it because of hostage crisis, Muslims. You know, it's just one of those it is what it is situations. I can't overprotect everything. I accepted that he was gonna bully me a bit this turn with his ops, but I am really hoping that the fact he spaced Grain means he's going to have to give Kennedy. So it's a pipe dream, but let me dream. The board isn't looking great. He's got more battlegrounds now in Asia, the Middle East and Africa. South America is obviously controlled. Fidel makes Central America equal, but with Fidel and Libs out there, it's leaning red. Europe's only my only break region, although Asia is... I should be comfortably holding Asia to a tie. So, that's fine. Middle East isn't going to be so great when it comes around again, but I scored it for positive in turns 1 and turn 3, I think. Let me check 19 and 13. 19, 13, correct. Did I score turn 1? Turn 3, yes. My position on the VP track isn't bad. I just need some cards that get me access. I can't really do much about South America if he de-styles into every country to make realigns obsolete. Okay, well, I know it's only a 6, but I'm still glad that's not entered. Yeah, that's why I would have taken 2 out of Angola from de-style instead of Syria, because now he needs to go back into Syria. Okay, I've got 1 for Truman. I might just go here. So if he coups Nigeria, I'll have realigns set up. He shouldn't coup Cameroon, because that would be, he doesn't know I have the scoring, and that would be giving me mil-ops. I am surprised we did not see that evented earlier. I am very surprised. And now I have to give this, but there was jack I could do about it, so it's just those unfortunate things. Now I can attack Cuba if I get Hunter. He's overprotected literally everything with that. Obviously get out of Brezhnev. 1, 2, 3, 4, Only 4, okay, but he had a decent hand, so it felt pretty big. We've got U2, got NTB, South Hunter, South African, lads. Where's lads in the tracker? Can't find death squads. Oh, there we are. NORAD, Arab Israeli, Hunter and Panama. So it's a thoroughly mediocre hand, but Hunter is alright. And I think it's the headline. Okay, he's sticking the willy into Germany, so I'm glad I did overprotect it again. South is scored, so I assume this is just Panama, coup Panama. Probably going to need a stupidly high roll, yep, but fingers crossed. I feel like Hunter almost always rolls low, but here we go. Not high enough. But it gets DEFCON down, which is something. The VP track's looking a bit more unpleasant now, I'm not happy about that. Cultural, okay, I like that his China card event is gone. Be nice if I had one myself. So I think we're now inventing Panama. Not only does it bother him, it does give him the opportunity to go directly into Nicaragua. To attack Cuba that way, and seeing as I don't really have any sort of event that's going to help me with Africa, I think attacking Central America is my best strategy for the turn. VP track's not very nice, so I think Che will be the base card. I don't want to give South African either, so that might be the hold card. Arab Israeli will definitely isn't being given until he coups. I'm fine giving it after he coups, but I want him to allow me Milops first. Foremost, and what's that doing? It's active, that's... Okay, overprotecting, that's fine. Now, is this possible? If he wants to stop the relines, he has to coup. In which case, I have a 4-op that goes directly into Cuba, with Fidel being gone. I know Ortega's a thing, but with my space record, that's not going to be a problem. I like this. I have a 4-op and a 3-op to follow it up.
But both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world.
And I will take reeling. Well, he could just go Cuba Haiti, but then I coup Haiti and get my Milops, which is something I'm fine with. Then he'll coup Nicaragua. It could end up a stalemate, but that way I still get Milops, so I'm fairly happy with that outcome as well. I'm going to let me guess, Cuba Haiti. Hopefully show me something good here, show me something good. Oh, Libs, I have to get rid of Libs. Would have liked to see Gunman. Oh, Camp David, stay. Missouri, stay. Cuban Missile. I think lowering DEFCON benefits me more than him. So that can stay. Cuba Haiti? No, coup. Nicaragua? Yep. Okay, and then... Now that culture is gone, if he wants to give me China to fight for Cuba. I know a 4-op into Cuba seems, perhaps, slightly wasteful, but I have nowhere else to spend my ops, and it is a battleground in an unscored region. With the VP track, I need points. And I get Cuba. Very nice. That's less nice. I will space chain response. Yeah, VP track's starting to get away from me a little. I could have immediately taken Cuba, but I felt like he wasn't that interested in fighting, and also I wanted to stop the double space. John Paul. Yeah, okay, he's not fighting for Cuba in a meaningful way. Either both of these going to Cuba. Another coup. Okay, well that's my coup. He can't coup back, and I'm fine with that. Ooh. Why is he not fighting for that? One into Cameroon, one into Zimbabwe. No, I guess. Well, if you had a flop, you could go Cameroon, Zimbabwe, Botswana. But then I would might break South Africa. I don't know, I'd have at least tried another coup in the Island States. Yeah, I don't like giving you two now, but I feel like I have to. Honestly, I'm this afraid of the VP truck with AI war. I think now that Africa's sorted, I'm just going to give South Africa and use the ops on that instead. I don't like it strengthens southern half of Africa. But if I'm going to go for Dom, I guess it'll be Zaire. So this will be Cuba. Okay, so is Central the only unscored region? Yes, it is. Haiti's pointless, let's be honest. Picos, I'm coming back. I think I'm going to put one in Japan, just because US-Japan's gone. And with cultural being gone, he might be incentivized to spend the China card. Perhaps he wants to spend it in Japan. I don't know if that's good for him long term, but I'd rather it didn't happen. If this is Central, I'm going to be very sad. I'm very sad. Okay, VP track, that is why he didn't fight for it more. VP track is worrying, and I need to do something about South America. That has to be my priority. I might jam Venezuela if he doesn't overprotect it here, but he probably will because there's not very much else to do. Colombia, Poland, Venezuela, yes. So am I... UN intervention is in the deck, so I think I'm using this. Everything is overprotected. Could coup Colombia, which could potentially set up green lines on Panama at some point, like compared to Costa Rica. It gets me presence in South America, which will be useful at some point. Yeah, why not? Okay, it's only a 2, but this is gone without UN intervention coming around. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It was South America mostly, and then just Milops when I couldn't get them. Okay, this is a hold Kennedy hand. But then it's also a UN Muslim hand. Both of those things are nice. Okay, so I've got Shuttle and Kennedy as my 3 ops. As my 2s, I've got Special. I've got Camp David, which is a nice event to make Rabbits really harmless. I've got How I Learned. I've got Summit, which is lame. I've got UN, which is nice, but not that bad. How many cards is that? 9? What's my headline? I think with how the game is, I'm going to need to pull a bunch of crap and headline Kennedy to get rid of it. Or not headline Kennedy, but play Kennedy to get rid of it. So I think this is Camp David with maybe VP. Oh dear. What else is out there? There's Arms Race. I can't let him get Arms Race off. Arms Race would... Okay, so I need to take a 3-up coup in return. So I will coup with Shuttle, because I cannot allow Arms Race. And I will coup, it's Botswana or Nicaragua. I guess Nicaragua. Okay, that felt icky, but my board position outside of South America. I could, if this was 0 VP, I could fight back easy, I think. Well, not easy, but you know. Ooh dear. Please miss. Thank you. Okay. Now I need to think. Now I could do this. This encourages a coup war in Colombia, which with a hand of 1s and 2s, I think is good for me, because I don't really see many other places to make progress on this board. I think I'm going to do that. Europe control is a possible thing, I'm aware of it. I'm going to have to... DEFCON, CIA is gone, Grains and discard. I could get a late war DEFCON win, but it's not looking likely at the moment, so I think at the moment I've just got to play for the VP track, stay alive there, and assess any options for Europe or DEFCON when they come. Until now I think I've just got to play it normally because there's not much else I can do. If I could get realigns on Panama, crap, I forgot about that. Talk a big game, and then I looked at Korean War and I just thought, you're doing that for VPs, not for Millops, and I am a complete and utter muppet. There is no way in my hand to get VPs unless I roll Summit at equal. Is there any way in the deck hitting a brush war would do it? I think that's it. God, I'm stupid. You know what, if you want to hit a brush wall, you can hit a brush wall. I'm sure you can find a target that's 3. You could brush wall Colombia if you wanted to. I think I'm just going to take my relines. Yeah, missed them. If you've got brush wall, you know, good on you. I completely dead-brained that last move, but kitchen. That's not active, is it? No, but at least you don't have brush, it seems. Summit, sure, why not? Fail, because my rolls are not particularly good this turn. Pops to space. May as well do my space, I suppose. We'll be holding Kennedy, so yeah. I'm just dead here. I don't even really feel I did, aside from the arms race mistake, perhaps not taking South Africa, but that didn't even result in a Dom. So I don't know what I've done wrong this game. I feel that D-Star just got into South America and the coup got a strong roots in South Africa. Yeah, another one. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I felt after turn 1 my position was... He's held 8. Well, that's the ultimate insult, isn't it, when you do ABM for ops? The ultimate insult. Can I just coup Colombia again? And your opponent's doing so well, they don't even need to prevent bloody ABM. Okay, at least I've got some good cards here. Duck. Brush, he's got Quag. He's got Salt, he's got good cards as well. He's got Suri. He's got Alliance of Progress, but accidentally activated Siri. Wait, did I say he's got a Suri? I've got a Suri. Stupid me. He's got Alliance. He's got Olympics. I've got Nuclear Subs. He's got Portuguese. I've got Colonials. I've got Nixon. He's got Voice. He's got Allende. I've got Gunman. He's got OAS. And there's a reshuffle. And we will bury you from it. How do I stay alive here? I think I know his whole hand. No, wait. I've accidentally put something in the wrong hand. I know 9 cards. Quagmire looks like the headline. So I think it's Duck. He doesn't have any way to get VP. He's got Salt, but there's nothing to salt for. He's got no Defcon degraders except for Olympic Games, which Doc goes before. And he will have first shot on space, so I need VP now. And redrawing We Will Bury You is quite nice, as it's the one card that Doc would automatically lose to. If his redraw is South America scoring, just kill me. Funnily enough, this is a good hand to turn things around in Africa. Nuke subs and colonials would definitely do something there. A 50% brush on Venezuela maybe, or a full strength one on Panama. Both of those, this will get in West Germany, but I couldn't have retaken that with 2 ops no matter what. Maybe I should have protected it, but at this point I'm not sure. It doesn't actually bother me in terms of Europe control being out. I think this hand is good, it's just too late yet. Write me a comment if you know, because I'm genuinely not very sure what I did wrong. I feel I didn't have the best hands a couple of times, but I think him getting a 10-point South America with me being simply unable to challenge it was... it just set the tone a bit, and then he got around 6 VPs from Milks, which I couldn't do anything about. He got rid of a scoring that I managed to flip. He got libs, because why wouldn't that be your only redraw? Your only redraw attacking one of my only good regions, you know. His RNG definitely hasn't suffered. And now he gets this for free. Because screw me, I guess. What can I do about that? Yeah. Nothing. Okay. Do I want to put a Surrey in there? I'm definitely eventing Arsenal to get rid of very young Gunman, simply for the fact that I can't hold Arsenal and Gunman, and so I may as well get rid of We Will Bury You as well, since Arsenal's going. But Surrey, I would want to screw in Asia. I want to event Nix and then event to Surrey.
Here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world.
Screw it, I'm just going to see what I get.
That goal will be achieved.
I don't think I can fight on up to West Germany. Muslim Revolution, 5-year plan. Five-year plan's nice. Muslim's nice that he doesn't have it. I think my brush is... I think it's Panama, although it could be Venezuela. I might... doing stuff with the China card might be a luxury I don't have. Yeah, take that. You won't get Dom. Make extra sure you won't take... No, I've seen it. I know I need to. That was careless of me to have not noticed it for so long, but... That was Brezhnev turn, wasn't it? Was that turn 5? Brezhnev was turn 4, he flipped around. It's just been sitting there. I think the brush is Panama, because that's going to make that go from 3 to 8 points. It's a 5-point swing. Oh yes, of course, the coup. Now my plan is to event nuke subs and get a couple of coups off in Africa. So coup in Colombia back doesn't make sense. Brushing Thailand, flips Dom in Asia. That could be big. Okay, I need to figure out what the biggest swing is if I hit one country. This will go to 8, but it will be 7 because he'll coup something and get presents. I mean, this is ending game no matter what, so I feel like it's not the highest priority. It'll probably be Argentina if I did hit one, but I'm still going to end the game. I think it's Thailand. It's 50%, but it's 50% everywhere. Gets me Melops, and if, you know, I don't hit it, I'm probably going to lose anyway, right? Nice. Nice. Okay. If I can get that scoring.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely.
He has an unspaceable voice. I actually quite like that. He has salt as well. So with nuke subs, I do have to be aware of salt. I think I am actually going. Maybe nuke subs is a luxury. With having an unspaceable voice, I think I want to take China from him. Yeah, I think I want to take China from him. He has Quagmire, Salt Negotiations, Aeonde, and Voice. He can't play Voice, so that means it's Quag, Salt, Aeonde. Muslim is my Quag card. Aeonde's a 1-up, Salt is a possible 3-up event, but it's not anything that good in the discard. You could get Brush, but I might just take the ops and assume that with 15 VP I don't want to raise Defcon and for any funny business in Africa. Shaq's on there. Truman has not been invented yet. West Germany's not overprotected. As I say that, he's too good to miss something like that, obviously. Now the salt's gone. I was planning on inventing a Surrey, but seeing as I hit the brush, it's not necessary. So Surrey, coup, Zaire, possibly even Colonial's coup, or just to at least stop Dom. He'll quack me here. I will chuck Muslim into the Quag and hopefully get a turn 7 coup. Oh no, a 1-up coup of... That doesn't bother me in the slightest. So it's now Surrey coup Zaire. Colonial event stops Dom. Won't get that because of... Please, please, please. Phew. I'd like war cards. Not sure if it's me if it's starting to lag a little bit.
But surely one such lesson, learned by the world at great cost, is that aggression,
okay, Ortega is a problem.
unopposed,
Ooh, get back there, Aldrich.
becomes a contagious disease.
But it will be disposed of by Aldrich Games. Glasnost is it's either space or coup, depending on how badly I need to save the BP. I love one small step. I also love Purge. If I do Purge, it means he'd need a 4-op to space. And it's just being really nasty to him, which I need to do. Purge. The rest of my hand is... I'm probably going to still lose, but let's play with the mindset that I'm going to win. What do I need to do here? I don't have a hand to attack Europe, that's off the table now. I don't... Does he have the scoring? If he has the scoring, why is he saying GG and headlining How I Learned? Oh, is it War Games? It annoys me a little bit when people say GG before they've actually completed the game. Just wait till you've done it, show a bit of courtesy. Maybe I'm salty, but I do feel that way about it. Yeah, well, that's that. I'm not really sure where I went wrong. I think I managed this turn very well, to be honest. I thought I left the early war in a fairly healthy position considering my options. Turn 1 was good. I was pleased with turn 1. I was also pleased with turn 2. And yeah, I got these two scorings off positive. I made sure this one didn't hurt me. I consolidated in Central America and the top half of Africa. And then turn 4, I got a scoring that I couldn't do anything about. I had a missile envy to try and get a coup. Here, I was lucky he didn't push Africa for more. Hunter didn't really get me into Panama, and even I got Cuba, he still 5-year planned it away. He was ahead on space, because the first 2 turns I didn't have a space card. He got captured Nazis as well, so I don't think I could have done much about space. Arms race was really stupid, but 3VP in the grand scheme of things simply didn't matter. I feel I played this game to the best of my ability, and unlike past ones, I'm honestly quite proud of how I played. I don't think there was much I could have done. I think it was the fact that he got 10 VPs out of this. My best scoring only came once. I guess I did get 2 Middle Easts, but I didn't get Central. I only got Europe once. He got rid of Central, Africa he controlled. And I just didn't really get many of my best cards. I didn't get Voice, I didn't get Grain, I didn't get ABM, I didn't get Brush until turn 7, was it? Yeah. By which point, all the options to get in South America, I didn't get them. And turn 4, he just had so many ops that he completely consolidated his entire position. So yeah, let me know if there's something I missed. If there is, I'm probably just being really stupid because I feel I played that as well as I could have, but hope you enjoyed it regardless. I made it further than last time. One of these days I'll get to final scoring or possibly even win a game. But until then, thanks for hanging out.